evening. Look at that. Even closer. Almost 9 o'clock.
It's almost 9.
It's 1 minute past.
We'll get there eventually.
Not we.
What?
Can I have one of the 15 pins you have over there? Preferably not one of the ones I can go quickly.
It's not a click.
I can't handle this lid. What have you done to it?
Give me that. No, this is not a me thing.
That is, I have not.
This
I don't
is
chew.
a Beth thing.
I don't chew stuff like that because I had braces at a very young age and my mom would have kicked my ass. No.
I have a non-clicky pen. Get a clicky pen. Just handle yourself well. Okay?
You're asking a lot.
Hi, guys.
That's like me asking you to be on time.
I know. I try. I had the notes written how long ago?
An hour ago.
And we're still running late.
And who bugs you the whole time about let's go? No,
Everyone?
You don't need to smoke another cigarette right now. Let's go.
I'm just telling you. Whatever.
Who? Who does?
You.
Me, exactly.
You harass people.
No,
Harassment
not people,
is not
a person.
thing.
I harass a person. And it absolutely is a thing.
It's all good.
I don't want to hear myself.
Hey, just relax.
I don't like it. So
Hope
so
you guys are having a great night. Hey, it's why is this thing on?
You don't know how to turn the volume
down.
Still
don't need
technologically
reverb on all this stuff. So.
Still technologically challenged, huh?
You know what? Hey, welcome to the Bar is Open. This is Beth and Greg.
I'm Beth.
I'm
Beth.
Greg, and that's Beth,
I'm Beth
over there. We've got some good and some kind of sad stuff to talk about tonight. It's been
heartfelt.
Yeah, definitely heartfelt. So, hey, Dan, what's going on, Logan? How you doing, man? Paige, what's up? Hope you guys are all having a good night. We'll wait a few minutes, get everybody kind of up on this, and then we'll kick off. But I just want to say, hey, how you doing, honey?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, I slow down. I rush into shit, and then I'm like,
no. You're at a slow pace.
A medium pace
until like it's 9 o'clock, and then you're like, "Holy shit, let's go!" And I'm like, "I've been telling you that for 5 minutes."
I wonder if everybody does this.
No.
I'm pretty sure everyone does. Wait till I get all the other shit set up.
It's so funny because
we're gonna move all this shit to another area, and we're gonna move. The whole setup's gonna move to a different part of the house that we have plenty of room in.
Yes.
Especially
because we had a couch in there, and we gave the couch away.
Right. Pete got that couch.
Pete got the couch.
Yep.
Pete likes the couch. I'm glad.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Cheers. The bar is open.
Happy Wednesday.
You know, it's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wednesday. Get a cold beer. It's starting to cool down a lot out there. You know,
this is not cold.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because you drank it too slow?
Maybe, baby.
That was dumb.
It was sweet.
Okay, fine.
It is cooling down a lot.
It's cooling down in here in South Texas a little bit.
I think it's cooling down everywhere. Is it
fall
Phoenix?
Hit?
I think
why
even
I got my fall shirt on.
Fall hit in South Texas. That's why I still have a tank top on.
Exactly. It's all good. I don't know. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Lauren, what's going on? You guys, again, thank you. So I wanted to bring up, first, this is our 6-month show. Like, as the Bar is Open sign says back here, we started doing this March 24th of this year, and it's been, tomorrow will be 6 months. And we really just started doing it just to...
Bored.
We were bored as shit. Wanted to do something. Wanted to talk to people and just kind of get.
Let's say we wanted to make people laugh.
Yeah, and just have
plus
fun.
Ourselves and get drunk.
Helps us and drink beers during the middle of the week. So fuck it.
I can't do it, dude. We were up till 2:30 last Wednesday, and like Thursday and Friday, I was like, somebody should just shoot me. It hurt less.
You say this now.
Oh no, I'm
young Buck Rogers.
I'm only having 3 tonight, and then it's. I know, that's what I said last week, and it ended up being like 7.
It's all good.
I blame you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, I want
to... Ian. I blame you and Ian.
Can I see your phone real quick? I want to first start off this show tonight with... So, we are a group of people. We started this because of the Ross Patterson Revolution and because of the Drinkin' Bros community. We just kind of found it something great to do during just your little bit of downtime, right? Mm-hmm. Something to listen to. The podcast, if you haven't heard of those guys, go out, look up Ross Patterson Revolution.
They're really good.
And Drinkin' Bros. There's Drinkin' Broettes podcasts.
Sports.
There's a sports one. There's a whole bunch of them. But what ultimately has happened is it's become a community, right? And fortunately, a couple days ago, one of the folks, AJ Gamble, he lost his brother to a tragic motorcycle accident. So this is a couple days ago, and this is going to come in here in a few minutes. That it's a kind of a tribute, a little bit to somebody who's close to me, and I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. I don't want to take away from this. So first and foremost, AJ, I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your brother, Kyle. His name was Kyle. It's one of when you lose a brother, it's a family member like a mom or a dad is one thing, but
losing anybody is hard, but losing a brother,
it's terrible. Yeah, especially if you're close, right? So we're a tight knit group. We all have similar interests in common, and I just want to let you know that. So, I'm not going to read the whole tribute that AJ wrote for his brother, but I want to hit on a few things. So this is going to come up hopefully in a Drinking Bros podcast. A dedication to him. So I'm just going to read it straight through. So he passed away Tuesday night at 31 when he lost control of his Harley on a leisure ride. Fortunately, he died on impact and didn't suffer. He traveled the country working as a pipeliner, always on his own from North Dakota to Texas to Florida. He loved to hunt. He was never without his Glock 43, which a lot of us were always like that, and died doing what he loved, and that was riding Harleys. In fact, he rode from New Jersey to Sturgis and back all by himself and raged so epically he was a guest on a bike podcast. Kyle was the epitome of an American man, loved freedom, lived life on his own terms, and took care of his family. He'll be deeply missed. So Kyle, cheers to you, man. Cheers. I'm so sorry. AJ, hey, man, it hit you, and we'll get into why it hit so closely, but cheers to you, bro. We're thinking about you and your friends and family, man. So
we can do anything long distance over the next couple weeks. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're far, but we're still mighty. So.
Cheers. So, there's a few other things that we're going to talk about tonight. There's quite a few things we're going to talk about it tonight, and it's been 6 months since we started this. Oh, here, sorry, honey. Since we started this show, just to have fun. Again, it's kind of transitioned into a lot of different things. We've met a lot of cool people because of this, and we've had people that have been following for quite a long time, and we really, really appreciate that. We've even got signs made up from a Drinking Bro, Brett, up in New Hampshire that we got to meet. And it's because of this. And again, we just appreciate you all. 6 months. It's holy shit.
So thanks for sticking with us.
So I want to...
There's been good shows. There's been bad shows.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's been drunk shows. There's been Greg usually fucking stuff up shows.
We have tapered in the drunk shows. I mean, we finally were like, all right.
We got pretty good. We got better
there were a couple Saturdays that we were like, Yes,
Little
George Lopez there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've reined that in a little bit so that we're a little bit more
right. So I wanted to go over Ian, my neighbor, who you'll hear at the end normally.
Oh, Ian.
I say, Ian, the bar is open. It's my neighbor across the street. And that's ultimately where this whole shit show started, is because, hey, is the bar open? Is the bar open? He'd ask on a regular basis.
They hang out outside I'm not even kidding you when I tell you, like one night, I think it was like 6 hours the two of you hung out. And finally one day I was like, why don't you guys grab chairs and sit down instead of standing for 6 hours? So now they sit down and chat for 6 hours, and various neighbors will pop in and out.
Right.
If
the garage.
If Celine or Deborah come over, I might pop out for a little while, but normally it's just the boys. Right. It's their little man driveway.
It's our thing to do during the week,
Well, you do it on the weekends
just
to
break it up, right?
Don't act like it's just during the week.
Oh, I know, during the week and weekends,
right?
The
weekends is when you do your marathons. During the week, you might hang out.
We're pretty, we're better
2 or 3 hours
during the week.
Everybody's got to be
so 6 months. So I wanted to. We were coming back from Breckenridge. We were on vacation, and that's when all the shit shows started. We left Breck a day early. Mm-hmm. Cut short our vacation.
Short.
Knew things were popping off.
It was just leading that way. Like everything, especially because they were starting to say that people that were in, Breckenridge were going to need to quarantine. And so we were like, well, if they're going to make us quarantine, I'm fucking quarantining at my house.
Right. So we just bailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote down a list of shit that's happened over the past.
Oh, I haven't seen this list, guys. I got to apologize in advance.
So number one, teepees fucking gone.
Not
Toilet
anymore.
paper.
Not
no,
anymore.
no. Think about like over the last 6 months.
Yeah, but in the last 2 months, it's
back,
hefty and
but
strong.
like, what have we gone through? You didn't have fucking toilet paper. Like we had toilet paper.
We had toilet paper.
But other people didn't have toilet paper.
Do you think there were people who literally did not have toilet paper?
Yeah.
Or were they down
I think
to
they
like
literally
maybe their
were
last
like
3
a
rolls?
4-roll house, and that's all they get. They get it as they need it. Prepper.
Is that
bread.
why tissue papers, Kleenexes were also gone?
Because you got to wipe your ass with something, right?
Could just pull a crusty and use a washcloth.
No,
and that's why I'm not using his real name.
Yeah, no. So the other things that happened, it was like your gym's closed, right? All the gyms closed. Everything's fucking shut down. Bars closed, gyms closed. Fucking gas crashed.
It was so... Wasn't it like $1.13 at one point here in town? Or $1.23?
I never saw... I think I saw like
low, like
20s, 30s.
No, I remember 20, like 23 or 28.
I don't know. We started working from home on a regular basis, like
on the reg.
And the kind of shitty part is if you were a bartender or you were somebody that was in this service industry, it's like you had to change like your entire industry. You had to go find something else to do.
Well, owners had to change the industry. The employees had to change job roles.
Right.
And it was funny because it's not funny. You could always tell when somebody must have lost a job because I saw a guy delivering. And not that there's anything wrong with this.
And you know what is kind of a slight blessing?
A story when you cut me off like that.
You were saying delivery.
But I was in the middle of something.
Sorry.
So hold on.
My bad.
He always does this. But like you could tell the people like the Denali that was delivering food. I was like, I don't think this is his regular day job. But he could also be just taking it on for extra money because he's working from home.
Maybe he had to take a pay cut.
Or his wife may not be working. So, but you could definitely tell that people were finding ways to still bring an income in, which I applaud those people.
Hell yeah.
Those people
Keep
were
working,
still trying
man.
to figure
Try
it out.
and make some cash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So grocery stores, there was no meat for a while.
See, I never
saw
that. That was
no meat, but
that
there was limited.
Limited.
Right? Like you couldn't get a fucking piece of chicken.
Was it?
Chicken was
You
gone.
told me about this. And we, for some reason, right before all this shit hit the fan, right before we left for Colorado, I was like, I feel like
we need to go grocery shopping.
We need to stock up on some shit. So you came home with like 4 packs of bacon, and this is before they started limiting things.
This
4
was
packs
before
of bacon,
we went on vacation.
like 3 or 4 steaks,
Right.
4 or 5 bags of fajitas.
What's up, Keith? How you doing?
Just things that you thought would be simple and inexpensive. And I
Right.
don't know what made me feel that way, but I was like, I think we need to do this. I'm kind of brilliant.
Maybe. I don't know.
mean, the Lord spoke to me and said, Beth, get some shit and get it now.
What's going on, Lisa? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, so alcohol sales through the roof, obviously, right? Because
candy sales
Ian, what's going on? Huh?
Candy sales through the roof.
Candy sales through the roof. What else happened? Zoom for kids is a thing now.
Zoom for anyone is a
Zoom
thing.
is
Like
a
how many
fucking thing
people
for
did
anybody.
not use Zoom before March of 2020? This girl.
This guy. Well, we used a different program
Nope,
from work.
never used it. Not
but we
once.
used a different program. I think
Well, we
that's
used
just because Skype sucked.
But Zoom came in and like became an empire in this time. Like they got their shit together and they're like, this is how the world is going to stay connected.
Yeah,
it is going to.
And
Zoom
now
its
Zoom
way.
is like like the term Google in our lexicon of just the way we
Makes sense.
speak now.
I mean, they're using it for teaching. That's
Yeah.
insane. Granted, they still have a shit ton of problems with it, but yeah, they're using it.
I did the show with your dad. I was able to record that.
Yes.
Which was awesome. So plugged to that.
Are they all out there now?
They're all out there. There's 5 episodes of that. But it was one of those things that I wanted to do for a long time.
And I
we
had a friend
actually
tell me
got-
that started watching that said, I had no idea what your dad did, and it was really kind of cool. And I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so if you want to hear a cool story, he's older now, and
older.
I really wanted to document his life and go. There's 5 episodes out on YouTube or on Facebook, so go check that out. Garage parties, That's where this started.
Yep.
It's kind of the whole shit show.
This also brought us, because of the garage
Closer
party,
with our neighbors.
Closer with our neighbors. Like, we now have a network.
Yeah.
Because I used to drive down the street. I used to drive down the street on my way home from work working out
Brandon,
on a Thursday
happening?
night. And there used to be like 8 people that used to congregate in their front yard drinking and hanging out. And I was like, and we didn't know anyone yet.
Right.
And I was like, can we just walk down there and introduce ourselves and maybe make some friends and hang out? And then all of a sudden, COVID hit, and it happened with our neighbors. So I was like, suck it. I don't need you guys anymore. Right. I got my own friends.
Dan said, I remember when Zoom was just show on TV. I don't remember that show, but...
What was the show about? Maybe I should... While you continue talking, I will Google that.
So the other things that I was thinking is, like, my niece and my nephew graduated high school.
So crazy.
On a stage, everybody's in cars. I got to watch it on YouTube, right? And since then, my nephew's gone off to the Coast Guard, right? And that's kind of crazy and cool. But the other things that have happened...
You know why we don't know what Zoom is?
What?
Because it was a 1999 children's television series.
Dan, you just aged yourself.
No, he just
You're 14
made himself
years
young.
old.
How old were you in 99?
How old were you in 99?
That's what I'm asking. How old were you, Dan,
the kids
in 1999?
Show? That's what Logan asked. He goes, the kids show?
Yeah, it's a kids show.
I've never heard of it.
7 seasons. Apparently, it was very popular. They're all wearing matching shirts in one of the pictures. And
I don't remember
hilarious.
that. 99. So it was on for 7 seasons?
This would never work. Well,
I love the diversity of our viewership. Fuck. Right?
From the spectrum is from like
like
mid-20s
to like 85.
50s. Oh, 85.
Your dad.
True. I thought you were saying I was 85, but I was going to smack you.
No. But the other things that have happened, it has been a really rough year, right? So far. I mean, the last 6 months, it's been really rough. COVID's hit. 200,000 people have died. It sucks. It's terrible. We've had close friends that have had, losses in their life. Great friend lost their child this year. But one of the things that has really come about of all of this is that we've been able to come and form bonds and do these types of things and really come together. And that's really the goal with this whole fucking thing, because I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a whatever, I don't do any of this shit. If it gets bad again, we need to continue doing exactly what we're doing, and just sticking together and supporting each other and being part of each other's lives and understanding that we're all going to go through challenges. Yeah. Shit's not going to come right back, right? We see...
Well, the only thing that concerns me is I keep hearing people say, like, 2020 worst year ever. Happening? Well, so what happened?
Dan was born in 92.
I know. He was 7 years old when that show was on. I was just looking. That's why I was chuckling. What happens when 2021 starts off as this shit show? It's
just continuation of 2022.
I don't know.
It's the same fucking year. It just never ends.
I have some thoughts that I think a lot of things are going to change at the end of the year.
I think so. I'm certainly hopeful.
I think that... I know every time I talk to certain people, like everyone I talk to lately, like I used to get that mixed, I don't know, I feel good about staying home, and I would get somebody else to say, I hate staying home, and now most everyone I'm talking to is over it. Like they want to definitely be smart about it, but they're over it.
But they're ready to get out.
Yeah.
I saw a dude posted on Facebook, like here, they're finally opening their bar after like 7 months. I don't remember the name of the bar, but here in San Antonio.
Hills and Dales was open. Like the other day I drove by it on... I can't remember where I was coming from, but I was like, oh my gosh, the open sign is on. We should go hang out and play some huge Pong.
Right. That's probably not open because you have to touch it with your hands. They have beer
trash can Pong.
It's trash cans, and you throw soccer balls into it. It's pretty fucking rad.
And it's really funny to see people miss because the hole is so big and the ball is so big. So you're like, how long have you been here? The hole is so big.
It's all good. So anyway, I just wanted to recap kind of some of the year. It's been or some of the last 6 months. It's like, thank you guys for supporting us, following us, doing this shit with us. It's, keep doing it. It's fun for us. We get to talk about different things. And it keeps our minds busy outside of just work and just working out. And I hope you guys are working out and doing those sorts of things and have hobbies to be able to do, It's important.
Here's where I'm going to transition a little bit because you just made me think of something. So true story when I tell you that last weekend when we went camping, Greg's back was thrown out.
Yep.
My back was barely usable and Eric's back was barely usable. What's the likelihood that 4 out of 3 adults or 3 out of 4 adults are going to have jacked up backs?
I don't know, dude. It sucked.
It did. Trying to move that fucking ice chest, I was like,
I got the world's biggest ice chest from HEB.
Because I encouraged him to, because I was like, if you're going to buy a nice ice chest, just go the extra mile and buy a nice, huge ice chest. Greg's joke is, you could fit 3 bodies in that thing. I'm like, don't piss me off.
Go back and watch the South Padre episode.
But I was laughing because we'd be having a great time. We'd be sitting down chatting, and every time one of us had to get up, you would have thought we were in it because you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Which made me think of Leanne, whose back wasn't bothering her because she's a huge yoga enthusiast.
Yeah. So go do yoga.
So Greg and I are going to start doing yoga. We don't know when. Oh, Lisa. Hi, baby. Miss you too. We don't know when we're going to do it. Like yesterday, I was like, maybe we start doing it on Friday afternoons for our lunch break and then again on Sundays.
I don't know. We just got to figure it out.
I don't know. I just know I need to get some yoga in my life so I don't sound like I'm 90 every time I stand up.
Right.
Because it's still bothering us.
Yeah.
Maybe not as badly.
I need a new chair for work. You've got
I need a new spine.
Just that too. So.
And 20-year-old hips. I think that would be helpful.
20-year-old hips.
20-year-old hips versus my age hips.
Whatever. So big topic of the day. I alluded to this at the beginning of the show that I'm going to bring up is I've never had a platform where I could actually talk about my brother Chris. And my brother Chris passed away 31 years ago today.
Today?
Yeah. So
Holy
September 23rd, 1989.
I didn't know today was the actual date.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, and it falls on the day, and then I hear about AJ's brother passing away. So AJ, know that I can't
get it.
I understand, right? It sucks, but I just want to make it a tribute to my brother, Chris LaMontagne. My nephew's named after Chris. Different middle names, but that's fine. But really, it was 31 years ago. He was an awesome brother, and I had an amazing brother. He lived till he was 19. He went into, so he was high school. He was like super hardcore football guy, varsity team his whole entire career, high school career. In the band, he played for President Reagan in, I think it was North Carolina.
Because he was just like 2 years younger than me, right? Or a year
younger
than me?
Yeah, he was born in 71.
So yeah, a year younger than me.
So he was born in 71, so a year younger than you.
So that makes sense with the Reagan.
Right? But he was awesome. So there were certain things that I'll always remember about my brother.
You know what's so crazy to me is you guys, I mean, there's definitely subtle differences, but you guys, I mean, all 3 of you look like brothers, but you
my middle brother's like blondish.
Well, and he's skinnier. Like you and Chris had the stronger jaw.
Yeah.
He'd probably also be bald.
I don't know. He had a thick ass head.
So did you. I saw pictures of you.
Yeah, I did.
High school.
Maybe he would be bald.
But
I don't
you guys
know.
like definitely could almost, if you would have been closer in age, you almost could have been twins.
Yeah. He was just a big weightlifter, and he kind of like put a lot of that. That's where I got a lot of the drive that I have.
Learned it from.
Yeah. So, I got to watch. It was funny.
I'm sad that I never got to miss him. I meet him, but I'm glad that I get to miss him because I hear great things about him all the time.
Yeah. So. He was an amazing guy. It's funny, quick little brother memories. And, I mentioned that I've always mentioned these kinds of things. It's like, remember the goofy little things about people that you lose or things that happen over life. I remember getting to watch like Miss America with him on a black and white TV. That? It just sticks in my head. So we had like a tri-level house in North Carolina. Okay. And I got to sit at the end of his bed and watch Miss America.
Why the end of his bed? Why didn't you just get comfortable?
No.
Oh.
He had his own space. This is his room. He's like, sit the fucking corner of the bed.
You're just lucky to be in here, dude.
And it was on a black and white TV, and I was watching Miss America. And that was
funny.
Rad. But I was like, shit, I think I was like 10. Right? Or awesome. 9, maybe even, different things like that. He drove a canary yellow Volkswagen Carmageddon, 1974 Volkswagen Carmageddon that he crashed one time, tried to blame it on some other bolt that he slipped into a whatever snowbank in North Carolina. We did get snow, but he did all the repairs himself, and he took care of that car himself. Right. And he went into auto body mechanic.
I was going to say, you couldn't do that.
Shop and stuff like that. And he learned how to do all that stuff.
He did. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Did it in the driveway. But the key...
And VWs aren't easy to work on.
The front end of that car, there's no engine in it. It's all in the back. In the back.
Yeah,
so it's
all,
just
it used to be all VWs used to be that way.
A lot of Bondo. That's basically what they did. And then I think they got him like $100 paint job on it. That's why it was yellow. It's the cheapest fucking color they could find, I think.
And Mako was around back then, so it could have been done at Mako because my brother worked
for
Mako.
It was a Mako job.
My brother worked for Mako.
Yeah, I 100% remember
when I was in elementary school.
So the other things, but one of the biggest things is he always looked out for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were three boys, a mom and a dad. We all
your mother
sometimes
crazy.
We didn't get along a lot and stuff like that. But he always looked out for us, and that was one of the coolest things about him. He was always trying to take care of us. So
he loved being a big brother.
Yeah, he was just a good guy. So he did go into the Marines. My dad was a Marine for 22 years, and he followed in my dad's footsteps, and that was an amazing thing. But he wanted to be a photographer in the Marines. So this is back in, gotta think, 89. We weren't at war with anybody at that point. So he literally could have an MOS of fuck it, whatever the fuck you wanted to do. Right. And and it came out of nowhere. Like, I want to be a photographer. Like, what the shit? So it was great, but he did that. But it was a week after he got back, he got in a car accident and unfortunately passed away. But I remember the night before, my brother Joe had a big blowout argument, and Chris went and bought him a skateboard. Just
don't do it.
He looked at me and
don't do
it. She's gonna do it. But he looked at me. He's like, "Is this a good one?" I'm like,
what do I know?
12 years. No, I knew I was skateboarding.
Oh.
But I was 12 years old. I was like, he's going to love that. And it was an Alva skateboard. I remember, I can picture the deck in my head. And the deck's the wood part, right?
I know what a deck is.
So, but he was just amazing. And I just want to tribute to him. So, hey, I've never had a chance to publicly tribute this and throw it out to him. So cheers to my brother Chris. Thanks for listening in on that little story,
That's
but
sweet,
I appreciate it. So cheers.
Sweet. Cheers.
All right, banter time. Let's jump into this shit.
Has it really been 6 months since we started this shit show? That's hard for me. Like, it's so weird because some days it seems like since March has been so long. Then other days I'm like, it's only been since March. Why does it already feel like it's been like, I was about to say 10 months. It's on no.
We're 6 months.
But it feels like, there were 9 months in the year and 6 months into this COVID thing. And sometimes I think I get them confused, especially when I feel like the COVID thing has taken over my life.
Right.
Yeah.
And it absolutely has.
But so 6 months, that's just.
It's weird.
Again, I said this a couple weeks ago when I laugh and I look, we really need to change that mirror where it says, holy shit, week 12 or episode 12. And I'm like,
this is 47 right now.
We need to really wipe that
We've only
down.
missed a couple. It's just been.
But life happens.
Yeah.
We don't make money doing this shit. So
we went on a date.
We went on a date.
But we've been pretty consistent. So.
We have. I think that's the first Saturday we've missed almost since we started.
Yeah.
And I was owed a date, so very nice. Get dressed up. I wore shoes that gave me blisters. Those blisters killed me for like 3 or 4 days. And I wore a skirt.
She'd had them for months, too.
I wore a skirt.
Yep. You did wear a skirt. I wore a nice blouse.
I got dressed up.
Yep.
I look like a lady.
So there's a story I read earlier. And it's so.
Did you skip working from your parents' house?
That's what I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because you also read a story. That's
I got another one.
The
tomato story. It's funny.
I read it.
Okay, but this one is working from home from your parents' home, right? So this is the first time, and I think it has a lot to do with, absolutely has a lot to do with the corona and COVID bullshit, is the majority of 18 to 29-year-olds live at home with their parents. It's the largest number since the Great Depression. I
don't know if you know the answer to this question. What's the millennial age?
Oh, I'd have to go back and look. You can Google it real quick.
Somebody will probably tell us in this.
But so 18 to 29.
My niece is watching. She just got a job.
I know.
Her first nursing
Cassie,
job.
what's going on?
Woo-hoo!
Ian, you're back. Yeah, Paige, congratulations on your new job.
So proud of you, sweetheart.
Got a new nurse in the family. She's just took her first position at Baptist, I think it was. Baptist Hospital.
Downtown, I know
Downtown
that much.
San Antonio. So, hey, cheers to you, man. That's awesome. But so going back, 18 to 29, I think that's millennials or that's Gen.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. Sorry, I'm trying to get a little bit buzzed. I was like, what was I doing?
But that's interesting to know, right? To think about. It's like people are, And there's two reasons. There's two main reasons. One was attributed to a job loss, and the other was they didn't want to work at home by themselves. So they wanted to move back to their houses.
So it says 22 to 38.
So what's the next one below that?
I didn't ask that. I asked,
What'd you ask?
The Generation Z, maybe?
I don't know.
No, that's 97 to 12.
It's Generation some shit.
I don't know. But
That'd
here's
be like 97-ish.
Here's why I ask.
That'd be 97-ish, so Z-ish.
I laugh because there's always been like the label for the millennials that a lot of them lived at home.
Yeah.
And I did come across a lot of that for as I was helping people transition, as I was working on that project to transition people from office to the home. Some people had to stay at the office because they didn't have internet unless they went and lived with their parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
They probably couldn't afford it. Or they lived.
I'm sorry. How did that go?
So they wanted to work from their parents' house.
Okay.
But because they didn't use it as their permanent address. So maybe they had an apartment at one time.
Yeah.
That's their permanent address as an employee. And now they've moved back home with their parents. And as we're setting them up to work from home, we're like, why are these addresses different? And they're like, well, that's not my permanent address. That's my parents' house. And I'm staying there right now. And they're like, you can't.
You have to go to the house? Or go to the office, rather?
They had to get special permission for those people who lived far to get to do that. So otherwise, they did have to go in the office because it's
security risk. Yeah. No, that's interesting.
It's not their computer.
But where we work, maybe it's a little tighter.
Oh,
than
absolutely.
Most other places where you just need a fucking internet and VPN. Dan said, he goes, technically, he's a millennial, but he didn't have a choice.
But you don't act like my bestie, Steph, is a millennial. She's on the
and Dan said, congratulations, dude. He said, I'm going to be starting as a welder in January at the shipyard.
That's awesome.
Are you going to be at Portsmouth Naval Shipyard? Because I have a good friend that worked there for years, like
my nephew does that.
Something years. He was a master welder there. Yeah, so worked on all the subs.
Stephanie is also a millennial. She does not flip and act like, not that I have anything against millennials. They definitely have a stereotype, and lot of them
she's a go-getter.
She's
go-getter.
Yeah. She works like 2 jobs, has 2 kids.
And tries to get more jobs on top of those 2 jobs.
Well,
she's
one
always
job is realty.
Shit and trying to do different
She's
shit.
a realtor, so that job gives her multiple jobs or people to deal with it multiple times. But
so I'm going to read a quick story.
This story, I read it and I was like, "What?"
So basically, this is I'm going to call it. It's called the tomato story. I did throw it out. I'm gonna give you the abridged version of it.
No, just read it. It's not that
so
long.
Want me to read it? All right. So this is an interesting one. This is out of the Washington Post, but this actually.
How'd you find this, by the way?
So at work, a dude puts together a whole shit ton of interesting articles, and they just send them out. So from work,
okay.
Yeah. So this is called "A Neighbor Asked for a Tomato." This is where the story gets weird. So I can't see the top of it, but basically the guy lives in this is a good neighborhood, but a gritty neighborhood, and a dude rapped on the window. And he went up to the door. So he said the man was maskless, but as soon as he saw me, he stepped back a few feet, creating social distance, a move that seemed friendly. He was in his early 30s, powerfully built. I opened the door fully. He says, "My name is Seth. I'm a neighbor, and I see you walking your big brown dog, and sometimes a cat is with you." All true. He had established this bona fides. My mother just died, and she loved cooking with green tomatoes. He nodded towards my small tomato garden. God damn it!
Would you like me to read it?
No. Could I take a tomato in her honor? He seemed willingly earnest. You can't take a tomato, I said, but you can take 5 or 6. Just help yourself. He looked at me and then back at the garden. Can I take a whole plant? He sensed my suspicion. It would give him pleasure to watch the tomatoes grow, he explained, cooking them up when they were large and green enough, the way his ma did. My garden isn't a garden so much as 17 big plastic pots with a plant in each. So we've had plenty of friends that just got fucking pots, right? There isn't much dirt in the inner city, so I have to import it. His request was a little odd, but his ma. I invited him to choose a plant, and he did. And he waddled off They're pretty heavy. A couple of days later, I met him in the street. He was still maskless, but this time he was also shirtless. He reminded me who he was and wanted to thank me for the tomato plants. Plants? Question mark. I came back at night and took another one. Silence. He indignantly asked me to thank him for thanking me for the plants.
Thank him for thanking me.
Like,
okay. Oh, thank you for thanking me?
Yeah, like you say,
thank you.
And I say, no, thank you.
Oh.
For taking the plant.
Okay.
You stole a plant, I said. Next page. At this point, he launched into a high-pitched, high-decibel condemnation of me. It was personal and nasty. He also informed me that he owned 5 businesses and that I should be compassionate and make allowances because his mother had died. I began backing away into my house. He asked me if I had anything to tell him. He really, really wanted me to thank him. And I responded that what I most wanted to tell him was wear a mask. The next day, there were fire trucks in front of my house. The firefighter told me that there had been an altercation involving a neighbor and a firefighter was injured. The other end of the block was all police cars. One of the cops told me that a man had been selling scrounged goods illegally from a nearby parking lot. And that's when he was confronted. He became violent and smashed the window of the fire truck. I looked at the assemblage of scrounged goods.
Assemblage? What a fucking word.
This guy was he's going thesaurus on that one.
He's a literature.
A literature master. Among the items, a door, some clothes hangers, a broken kid's bike. There was also at least one big plastic flower pot. No plants inside. The officer said the man was being taken into custody and nodded towards the police van. From inside, I heard someone screaming, "Let me go. My mother died. My mother died." The next day I stopped at the neighborhood convenience store near where Seth had been apprehended. The proprietor, whom I know well, told me Seth had been a nice man, a good customer, until recently when he began to act erratically. I asked him if Seth had been released from jail yet. That's usually what happens with relative minor crimes. He looked at me like I was nuts. He won't be released. Why? He's been charged with murder. He strangled his mother.
So stupid.
It's a real story.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I was going to be like, is this a real, like, how do we know this is a real story?
The writer starts out and he goes, you can't see it.
Oh.
I can send you the article, and I
okay.
did post it.
I believe you.
How fucked up would that be?
They had to live somewhere like
What's up, Mike?
New York
What's
or
going on, Lita?
You know?
I don't know. That's like a New Jersey or New York thing,
But that's funny
right?
that he legit, like, I wonder if he started doing drugs.
I'm fairly certain the dude was probably bombed out of his head for like on meth or some shit, right? Or if
he just finally like ran out of his medicines and went off the deep end.
Right. I don't know. But hey.
That's crazy. That's because I thought at first it was just like a folklore tall tale, but you're saying it's real.
Story, yeah.
This dude killed his ma.
Anyway,
and he kept
you
saying,
never
called
know.
her ma.
Don't give away
Ma.
your fucking tomatoes.
And then he sold another one. It was like, what?
He stole one.
What? You said I could have 5 or 6, so
right.
I thought you meant like plants.
It's interesting. I thought that was kind of an interesting story just to share with the group.
It's different.
Yep. Kind of a fun thing.
It's kind of like watching the Osbournes, Who Won to Believe.
Oh, by the way, we'll get into. You need to write that down in entertainment. It's kind of funny. Yeah. So let's jump into. Don't forget to vote. Voting's coming up. Don't forget to register to vote. If you haven't voted before, well,
you can do it on Facebook. It pops up every fucking day for me. Hey, are you registered?
Oh, yeah, that's
Should
right.
be
It does.
registered.
Like right at the top. Can you vote? Can you actually register there? Or do you have to go to
you a
registration?
link.
It does it?
It gives you a link.
I just keep
I
deleting
don't
the thing.
hit it because I'm registered voter.
But hey, if you really are hard up for a place, go to Foot Locker or kiosks available in Lady Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker, Champ Sports, or the main store, because that's a thing now. They're going to be putting in
I saw this. I want you to tell me a little bit about it.
What? They're putting kiosks where you can go register to vote in Foot Locker.
Why? Why in
Because
Foot
there's
Locker?
not, I don't know.
Because they're hoping that it builds up business?
You're going to buy your $100 Jordans and register to vote, evidently. I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting place to put a kiosk to register the vote.
Yeah, it's I'm thinking they're probably hoping it's going to help say it. Like you'll walk in there and be like, "Damn, look at those Jordans! I gotta have them."
Need to vote. Forgot about that.
What?
Got to vote? No, you're not. You're not going to go to Foot Locker to fucking. I need to register. I'm going to buy some Jordans.
Maybe you're going in to buy Jordans and you're like, oh,
or LeBrons or whatever. They're not
Jordans
anymore. They're LeBrons because you can't.
No, you still get Jordans.
Can you?
Yeah.
Give me some for Christmas.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Old school ones.
They're ridiculous expensive, even the new ones, and you don't play basketball, so
you don't have to.
And you're not cool that way.
Stop it. Wear flip-flops every day, guys.
Exactly. Why would I do that?
Hey, real quick, cheers.
Cheers.
Bar's open. You guys.
So I'm laughing because I was like, I'm only going to drink 3. And I'm like, shit, this is my last one. How likely is it that I'm only going to drink 3? No, wrong finger.
$1 million.
But so, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out like how they're.
I don't know. They just threw kiosks.
There's two trains of thought. There's either the right age group is going in there to buy the shoes and they're like, hey, if you're not registered, register here.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be like, hey, if people come in here to register because it's closer for them to do it. I don't know why you just wouldn't do it online, but if it's closer for them to register here, maybe they'll buy some shoes.
I don't know. I wonder if it's like, you know where the smarter place would be to put that shit is like in a fucking Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts. They're like everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Foot Locker?
Are those still cool for kids like 27, 28, and 29?
Cool enough.
I don't know where they drink coffee anymore.
I don't know.
Cool. I'm not cool.
I don't know. What's sleep at night? Get cash back.
I don't know.
Cash
you had that on there. Did you leave it on there from last time?
That's an old one. Yep. Let's skip that.
I'm still trying to find the name of the damn show.
What show?
The one we're fixing to talk about. There it is. I found it.
Okay. It's in the entertainment section, right?
We're going to talk about it, yes.
All right, we'll get there.
So, Pabst Blue Brewery is moving to San Antonio, which was just interesting to me. They're moving downtown.
Are they moving over to like the Pearl Brewery area?
The address. Neither one of us is as familiar with downtown as we probably should be. Mostly me because I grew up here and I'm not familiar with it since I've been gone for almost 17 years. But they're actually...
Let's see what's happening.
They're moving from California, which is kind of the big piece of the article.
Yeah.
To, let's see...
Because there's no state income tax.
East Houston Street, which is the popular part of... downtown. I think that's where Pearl Brewery is. But it just kind of the whole part is like California companies are trying to leave because of all the
Tesla's up in Austin now.
Is it taxes?
Taxes has a huge impact.
Like why you know this more than I do. Why are companies
tax
wanting
rates
to leave?
In like just state income tax is what, like 12 or I think it's 12%.
So they have a state income tax like Phoenix did.
Now put a business tax on top of that. I don't know what business taxes are there, but you think about it, it's like the incentive to leave and create a new, even if it's like you're going to keep that one going and you offset half of your business costs and open up a new shop, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. Here, you're cutting off half the tax base that you would be paying. So if you have $10 million,
5 and 5, you're going to get only taxed on 5, and the other 5 isn't.
Right.
Well, and that's what they're saying. That
cheaper land, cheaper.
This sends material. A strong message that the Texas region is really good for businesses, especially headquarters.
It really is, yeah.
And we've seen a lot of that happening for just businesses that you and I frequent. Yeah. May not be huge like Pabst Blue Ribbon is, but I thought it was especially funny because you actually had a Pabst Blue Ribbon can on your reminder tonight.
Oh, tonight, I was that's funny.
Isn't that serendipitous?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to come to Texas. You don't
have a state tax.
Plus, it's driving the Texas economy too. So that'll have a trickle-down effect into our economy here.
The thing that I think is so funny because
don't come to Texas. It's full. Just kidding.
Come to Texas. There's plenty. It's the biggest fucking state ever. We've driven.
You can go hunting with me if I like you.
Even if you don't like you, if he needs a friend, he'll take you. I'm kidding.
I'm not that desperate.
I know. That's why I said I'm kidding.
I'll go by myself.
But I remember, like, Texas has always been that place that companies are starting to come because of that. Like, I remember, I think I still lived here when, damn it, Jim, I can't remember the name of the company. It's right off the access road of I-10 as we take, or 1604 as we take I-10 to go to work.
What are we talking about? Is it like a donut company?
No, it's a huge like petroleum company or gas
Oh,
company.
you're talking the Valero?
Thank you.
Okay. I'm like
that fucking huge thing.
Yeah.
And I had never driven by it. And I turned there one day because Waze was like, this will be faster
turned
for you.
into it?
I turned on Valero Way. And I was like, because it took me to USAA. I like UTSA Boulevard, and I skipped all this traffic. And I was like, holy monstrosity. This is
a big ass complex
it's
like
huge,
USAA is
not
or
as
something
big as,
like that.
well, nobody's as big as USAA
That's
because
true.
it's the size of the Pentagon.
Yeah,
but it's the only other thing I've ever seen rival it is, I want to say like Randolph Credit Union or Navy. There's a bank here that is also huge, but no, it's huge. Like I was like,
makes sense.
Huh, interesting.
Is Valero anywhere outside of Texas?
They moved here because of all the benefits of moving to Texas. Because I think they may have been on the West Coast as well originally.
Who? Valero?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen a Valero out on the West Coast.
No. I don't know. They weren't here. Because that was they were trying so hard because when they finally moved here, they were going to be competition.
I will drink PBR. You know how you drink PBR?
Oh, with some orange juice.
Add orange juice and it makes a sunrise.
That was one of the
That's
best
a Flagstaff
beverages.
drink that they make up in Arizona.
It's 3/4 Pabst Blue Ribbon and a fourth orange juice, and it's delicious.
Good. Believe it or not, it's cheap, and it's like a $2 drink.
It's almost like having a mimosa, without the champagne.
Perfect way to put it.
And all you taste is orange.
Yep. So there you go.
Orange juice. But so Betsy Rubin said, "Hey, Greg."
I know. That's what I was asking. That's what I was responding to.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yep.
Oh, Logan said he loves that drink. See, Logan and I would get just fine. Although I don't drink beer anymore, so
she kind of does.
Now, when was the last time you saw me drink a beer?
Well, they created all those monstrosities.
I think I can tell you exactly the last time I had a beer is when Anchor Bar opened back up and we went to go pick up food and they were like, actually, you can sit at the bar while you wait for your food. And we were like,
oh, you had like a Bud Light or something.
I got a Bud Light, a ginormous one, and I was dressed like I was homeless because I didn't realize
been at home under quarantine.
I was going to be out of the car.
Right.
But that was the last beer I had.
What's going on, man? Hope you guys are having a good night.
And I haven't had a beer probably going on 6 months. I do like beer. I don't miss how heavy it is, though. That was my biggest. I don't not drink beer because I'm like, oh, I gotta watch my figure. Obviously, I don't give a fuck about my figure.
Oh, stop it!
But it's
just worked out tonight.
It's so heavy. It's like I can't eat and have a beer. I either eat or I have beer.
No, that's normal people. Like that now, especially during quarantine.
A or B? No, see, I can have C.
We've all got to watch
the above
what we're putting in these machines.
Either wine or these hard sparkling.
What's the iceberg climbing?
Oh,
is that a real thing?
Goodness gracious!
So I put the video on the website. Okay, I haven't had a chance to look at it. So
it's not long. Let me.
You don't need to play it. Just
I'll let you look at it while I talk through it.
Okay.
But I'm like, are people like?
Are they like ice axe climbing on them?
It's a fucking iceberg in the middle of the ocean.
Well, most icebergs are have like a point to them. They're not just like sheer cliffs, unless you're on like.
Why don't you watch that?
All right.
While I talk about this.
While you go.
It's two random dudes. They obviously docked them off a boat. Like the boat came up and they jumped off with their little axe thingy.
Go out and check it out. It's on the Bars Open page.
I posted it, but they're trying to. Apparently, they're not scientists. Because there's this iceberg, right, and it's floating, and they got dropped off, I think, on one side and decided to climb over. Yeah,
and then they're trying to rappel down the other side or something?
And as they're rappelling down, the floating object...
Does it shift? Oh, fuck. It stopped there.
Think about a raft.
That's okay. No, that's fine.
If you were on an inner tube and
the whole fucking thing calved? It's called calving.
The whole fucking thing calved.
What happened to those motherfuckers?
They, narrowly escape being crushed. Granted, so here's my thought.
That's really crazy shit,
because
dude.
They would have pushed them down far, but then it would have started floating again. They could have come out.
Well,
the water's got to be fucking cold enough.
That's what I was thinking.
For ice, so it's got to at least be 32 degrees.
Go check that shit out.
But who's
Ghetto mimosas is what Dee called the...
That's why Dee's my girl, because she gets me. I love ghetto mimosas. You and me, ghetto mimosas, sister.
But yeah, no,
I'll drink beer just to have ghetto mimosas.
I need to go back and watch that video. That sounds insane.
It's like in my head, and there's people on the boat they're speaking English and Swiss.
Yeah.
What's the language in Swiss? Like, where are these? I don't know where these are at.
Swiss.
But
Swiss cheese.
They're like two different languages, and they're all freaking out. And I'm like, who was the idiot that thought? Like, part of me is like,
but I don't.
Were they
that
drunk?
Normally doesn't happen.
Are you
No,
sure?
because I'm sure if those guys are...
Is it maybe if it's deeper, it's heavier?
It was just... It was probably like just shitty luck. Like, I've watched people snowboard on those things. Like, have you ever seen
so explain to me, though, like,
wakeboarder?
how anchored...
They didn't pull that thing over. It was just the time for that thing to flip.
They did pull the thing over.
No.
I think what it is it's just
floating. They imbalanced.
Well, they pulled that thing over then if they imbalanced it.
It was just...
If it's imbalanced and they were the reason that it flipped, it was ready to flip. But,
I don't know. I think it was just a really shitty...
But it's a stupid idea. But apparently this is a thing. Like, iceberg climbing is a thing.
Do we have any friends that iceberg climb?
No, because our friends are all smarter than that.
No, not really.
I believe in you guys more than Greg apparently believes in you guys.
Hey, so let's jump into entertainment real quick. I'm jumping back in it. You know what?
You're skipping my fucking happiest states in America.
Oh, shit. Go for it.
Don't do it, dude. I know. We're running out of time, so I'll be
we're
quick.
good. Go for it.
Sorry, they apparently do a survey every year of the happiest states in America.
Probably like New Hampshire because they're always drunk. It's got the I think it's held like the per capita.
No, I'll tell you what they look at. It's kind of stupid what they look at. My feeling is what they looked at was stupid. So it starts off because it's kind of funny because, we all know Oregon's a fucking hot mess right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Portland. The rest of the state's really
Oregon's.
Nice. Well, and then there's 9 million fires going on.
So Oregon's kind of a hot mess. So it
literally is Portland.
So I heard about it on the news, but this article is like happy states in America, and I laughed because it was like it's not Oregon. I thought it was funny how they fucking called Oregon out, but Oregon's actually the 41st ranked state out of 50.
Shit, really?
Like it's a dumpster fire. Apparently.
I lived in Salem. I mean, granted,
I want to go visit, but you told
me
I don't want to go visit Portland, but I want to go visit somewhere where the water and the
Unfortunately, it's on fire.
Well, I don't need to go.
Detroit Lake, where I wanted to take you, is on fucking
What's
fire.
What's it called?
Detroit.
That's what I thought you said.
Lake.
So
I've got good friends who live there.
Walnut Hub released its report called 2020's Happiest States in America, and it put Oregon at 41st, which I said.
I know.
What do you guess is the happiest state?
Idaho.
Idaho. No.
Jesus. Okay.
Any other? Give me top 5. Give me who you think might be in the top 5.
Florida.
Nope.
How
about I just go?
Yeah, go for it. I'm thinking
Hawaii is the happiest state in the nation.
Like, when was this shit done? Because I know COVID's times.
Hold on.
It's a shit
I'm about to
show.
tell you why I think it's stupid.
Because they don't get anything.
Hawaii followed by Utah, Minnesota.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Jersey bullshit. Have you ever driven in traffic in New Jersey?
California is the 6th. And Washington is the 15th.
So there's different ways to think about this. And
they look at 32 key indicators.
I have something in my eye, and it's driving me crazy.
They look at 32 indicators of the 50 happiest... now I sound like you when you couldn't read. The report looked at 32 key indicators of happiness for 50 states, which included, and this is...
Lucas, what's going on, dude?
Depression rate makes sense. Growth rate makes sense. Or not growth rate, but income growth and unemployment. They also put COVID-19 testing results in there. And I was like...
That's bullshit.
I think that's stupid. Because you should rank them year after year on the same
The way
thing.
I think. So, right.
If you're going to rank them in 2019, 2018...
We literally thought about buying a place. This is like 6 or 7 years ago. We were like, we really wanted to buy a place in California.
I wanted to retire and open a bakery and work from like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
We fell in love with Southern California. It was a place that we'd go all the time. We have friends that lived all over the place.
Property was affordable.
Property was relatively affordable, but we knew what we were going to get into, right? Ultimately. Right. And then things have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Tax rates have increased, different but the thing about California is it's still an amazingly beautiful place.
Like if I didn't have to deal with the government part of it, I would absolutely
get down to the beach and you just chill.
Like you think about Corey's land that he has, it's like that's perfect.
In Monterey, and it's just a place, right? So there's absolutely amazing places, right? But what were the other states? Go through them again real quick.
Okay, so I can't go through all of them.
No, there's top 3.
So the 5 were Hawaii.
Yep. Hawaii, I mean, just imagine.
But Hawaii's crazy expensive. That's why I thought it was kind of weird that it was one
Right.
of the top states, because it's really expensive to live and function there.
But if you
I've
are,
been told,
like, imagine if you were retiring there and you had
if you owned your property and it was paid off, maybe.
That'd be amazing.
But even to, like, I think live there day to day is expensive because it's such a tourist
everything's
trap.
an import, right?
So Hawaii is the happiest state. Utah, Minnesota, New Jersey, and Maryland were under the top 5. California was 6. Washington was 15th.
Where's New Hampshire on that motherfucker?
I can tell you in a little while, but I can't tell you right now. I
They're gonna
know
be
Texas,
or
because
Maine.
I did look at it, was
Where's
like
Maine?
right in the
Because
middle.
Dan's
Texas
on
was
here.
25th. You want to know what the worst state was? Which kind of made me feel bad because I really want to go to West Virginia. West Virginia was the 50th state for overall happiness.
I think it's because there's a lot of meth there. There's not a lot of income.
There's meth?
Yeah.
But isn't meth everywhere?
No, certain places get hit really hard. I'm
No,
not being a dick saying
I
that.
know.
It's
I know
just,
what
like,
you're
really
saying.
bad.
I'm trying to see if I can find the map to tell you where these
It's okay.
places fall.
We can post it out. We'll post it out.
I put the article out there already, and there is a link. New Hampshire is...
Eric said, Psh, California just banned gas-powered cars. Gavin Newsom by 2035. They can't sell new gas-powered or diesel-powered cars in California.
They're not going to have any car dealerships left in California.
I read this earlier. They can resell used cars that are gas-powered.
They're not going to make as much money using used cars.
And Gavin Newsom had like a fleet of Audis that are fully electric and those sorts of things. They're trying to cut
those?
An
How much are
Audi,
Tesla?
an all electric, $100,000.
How many people can afford $100,000?
Well, the median income in just poverty line in California is $100,000.
That's the poverty line?
That's the poverty
because it's
line.
$1 million property value.
Well, it's just the poverty line. That's like you're breaking even, $100,000. Think about that. It's interesting.
Couldn't live there. Won't do it.
Yeah.
But there's a link that shows you. It doesn't give you numbers. Like, here's what it looks like. It's literally a map that highlights like.
Yeah, so she can post it and then
it's already out there.
Okay, good. So go check out your state. Dan, check out your state. Let us know.
Is a lot of dark.
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Okay.
The lighter states fall down lower.
Kind of in the medium.
So
lower end.
So
cool.
So it's crazy. But I kind of thought it was weird that they put COVID in there because I feel like they should use the same thing year after year.
Yeah, because hopefully this is just
This isn't the norm. This should be like hopefully a 2-year thing before we get a vaccination. You should be looking at the same things that's going to impact.
Statistically, they're the same.
I mean, they did look at some good stuff. Like I remember them saying they looked
property
at
values.
No, like they looked at what's it say? Fuck. Factors included. So I said the depression rate, COVID testing outcomes.
Yeah, California,
income growth, unemployment,
being at the beach,
separation and divorce rates,
makes a big difference.
Sports participation, which I thought was really funny because some states all states have some sort of professional.
I don't think it has to do with like professional. I think
work
it's just
hours.
Like participation in sports.
What do you mean by work hours?
It's a healthy thing.
Work hours, suicide rates, and overall safety.
If you lived in like New York City, you're going to work 15 hours a day every single day.
Why was you in 15?
Because imagine being a professional in like, say...
in Texas, you could work a 15-hour day.
But I
can guarantee you I have a ton of friends that work 15 hours a day.
It depends, but it also probably depends on the job you're doing.
Maybe it's also time zone because you're so far advanced. You're so far ahead of everyone because of the time
There's
zone.
probably
You
a
have
lot
to work
that comes into that. Yeah.
Go from the East Coast to the West Coast. I don't know. I just
go
some
look
of them
at
I thought it was weird. But if you're interested and you want to know where you fall, go take a look.
Yeah. So hey, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit into the entertainment. Go out and look. I posted this. It's a movie called Love and Monsters.
What? I haven't.
It's coming out next month.
What, is it scary? Is
it
funny?
It kind of reminds me. What was the movie where the zombie kid comes back to life?
Yes.
So it's
I liked that movie a lot.
All of a sudden, like monsters wake up from Earth, and like this kid's
Are they under the ground.
Yeah, something like that. It's a 2-minute and 20-second trailer.
Fixing to go look.
And
kids,
like he watches his parents die, and like even in the preview, I presume there was mom or something like that.
Is it a movie or
a
cartoon?
He's fallen in love with this girl, and they're probably in their late teens, 20s, or something like that. But go check it out. It's an interesting kind of thing, and he's trying to get back to her. He's got 80 miles to go, and he's got to deal with all these different types of monsters.
Oh, it's like a real movie. It's not like a joke.
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. But I think it's on...
Oh, I like this kid.
Yeah,
I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's been in a few movies.
Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah. So go check it out.
Cutie.
Go check out the preview. I think it looks cool to me. So check that out. Right?
I love shit like that.
It'll be
too.
fun.
You know,
the preview is kind of cool, and it just happened to pop up on YouTube for me.
He's got a dog
yesterday.
with him too. So.
Yeah.
The dog comes along. Die. Okay,
afterwards.
he better not die because
the dog comes along
the whole movie for me.
In a middle
That'll ruin
place.
the whole
So
movie.
go check that out.
So we also started watching Osbournes Want to Believe.
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
So if you like the Osbournes,
if you like paranormal BS
and the
Osbournes, and you like to hear Ozzy talk and not understand what he's saying, they do give captions under 90% of his words.
The dude.
But even Sharon's kind of damn
Disney
funny.
Movie.
Even Sharon's kind of damn funny. Like,
they
have these dogs that are so fucking old. I'm pretty sure they drug them.
No, I just think that's fucking Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne.
They're dogs?
Oh, they're dogs?
They're dogs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like that white dog. Now, granted, the white dog, I think they said is like...
I thought you were talking about them. I'm like, no, that's just fucking them.
I think
their dogs look like goddamn stuffed animals.
Well, that white one especially. The brown one, not so much. But I think it's so old that it's like, please just let me go.
Just kill me.
Just let me go to heaven right now so I can cross the bridge and
drop me off the couch.
Because he doesn't move. And then they picked up that sweater that one time. I'm like, that dog has no fucking fur on his ass.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it's a funny show where their son Jack shows them clips and they get to rate it because he's a huge paranormal person. And he's trying to get them to understand why he's doing what he's doing because they think it's a waste of time. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of cool to see some of these clips because some of these clips, both of us are like, what?
I've seen some of them in the past and they kind of recreate, or they don't recreate, they bring them back. But the interesting thing about that show is they've absolutely taken advantage of the foreign times.
Yes.
And they redid like their movie. It's kind of like how we did our office.
They had a theater. They had a theater,
and they just moved the studio.
Made it a studio, and they have like 10 people in there total.
Yep. And they're just doing a show, which is pretty cool. So you can see that.
Ozzy apparently no longer chugs liquor. He chugs coffee.
Yeah.
In almost every show on one of the outtakes, he's like, and it's like a coffee mug, like this big, and he's like, go, 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 go. And I'm like, oh, hopefully it's not hot.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it's a funny show. You want to have a little humor and
it's
a little
goofy.
Paranormal.
Something you can just mindless, you just have on the background.
Oh, I read while I watch it, and I just pop up, and then I read, and then I pop up. And you and I will have a couple comments back and forth, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
But
what's your feel good of the day? Because feel goods, I want everybody, this is kind of I want to challenge everybody to come up with a feel good of the day and just try to post it out on your Facebook or
post
whatever.
it on our page.
Or post it on the Bars Open page. Post it.
Posted it. That's what you said. Posted it on the page.
Just come up with something that you see. If you see it, you hear about it, post it out there because we're getting into fall. The sun's going down early, man.
But I also love that the sun's coming up later because I wake up and it's still dark and I'm like,
but for me, winter is the worst time of year. Like I need long days.
But here, winter ends at daylight ends at like 5.
It still drives
me. It's not like Colorado or Phoenix,
crazy.
Where it'd be 4:30.
So living in New Hampshire, Dan,
I'm gonna buy you a
it's
sunlight.
just like, yeah, I need
buy you a sunlight.
Can I get a tanning bed?
No.
Put that up.
First of all, you don't have boobs and you're not from the 80s, so negative.
Can wear a man hammock.
Ew.
Okay, what's your feel good?
So I have two. So today is the first full day. Today is the first full day of fall. So fall started yesterday at like in the afternoon. So today is the first full day. So I said, bring on the scarves, thigh-high boots, and PSL.
Which is?
Pumpkin spice lattes, baby.
That's
I don't even drink them, but apparently everybody who's cool drinks them.
So you need one?
No.
You're going to try one this year?
I want to try.
Have you ever tried one?
I've never tried. But, I'm not. It depends on how. I'm not a huge pumpkin spice girl. So it'd have to be pretty sweet.
You don't know until you try
I don't know what
one.
I don't know. Because somebody else said that they hate. I think, was it Dee that had never had one and she finally had one? She loved it.
Fell in love.
Yeah,
right.
there was somebody. The other one was I had a Zoom happy hour with my bestie yesterday, which was so much fun because you were gone and Sean was gone and we didn't have to whisper like girl stuff that we talked about. We just got to like talk and be
oh my
real.
God, Greg's such an asshole and he's just blah, blah, blah.
I didn't get to say why you threw your back out though.
No. Yeah.
But we got to talk for like
picking up paper.
45 minutes. Just uninterrupted, no kids, no husbands, her cat almost attacked her. Lucy did attack me, but it was still fun.
The show?
Yeah, well, not during the show, during the Zoom.
During the Zoom.
So it was great to catch up with her. It was fun.
Nice. I got to catch up with a buddy. My feel good is I got to catch up with a buddy, Joe Wood, who just moved to town. We got to go to jiu-jitsu last night. It was fun to actually roll with somebody that, wasn't
same. You guys are very similar in
size and height and everything. So it was awesome. I shout out to Joe on that.
Nice. I'm glad you got to go.
Yep. Fun fact of the day, real quick. Did you know these things?
No.
If you go out and look up,
there's a day for everything.
There's literally a fucking national day for everything. So today's, you're going to learn something here, folks.
Redhead Appreciation Day.
Is Redhead Appreciation Day. I don't know a redhead.
I used to know a lot growing up. My three doors down,
Amanda.
Yes, Amanda. But I grew up with this sweet little boy. His name was Kevin Davis.
Yeah.
Redhead, the only redhead out of his whole damn family. The rest of them are all strawberry blonde.
Which is kind of close, right?
Yeah, they're usually redheads become strawberry blondes or blondes become, I don't know. Don't listen to fucking me.
Anyway, the other thing is it's Dog and Politics Day.
What is that?
I think I've seen like a mayor dog, like if some little weird town in like
and
Nebraska,
we talked about that a couple weeks
ago. And they do that, so I don't know.
But
you've learned something.
Happy Dogs and Politics Day.
Dogs and Politics Day and Redhead,
and Happy Redheaded Appreciation Day.
So.
Because they always say it's a redheaded stepchild, so maybe that's why they decided to make.
Oh, that's right. Pete is a redhead. Damn, he's always got a hat on. He's always got a hat on. He's always got a hat on.
He's always got a hat on. Most of us always have a hat on.
Jeez.
But he does have a hat on a lot. Look, you made me say head on.
What did you say, Dan? He said, what's boobs got to do with tanning bed? No, she said, I don't have boobs.
You don't have boobs, but most people who lay in tanning beds have boobs.
Is that
a lot of girls.
Girl?
Yeah.
But can't dudes do it?
Well, only if they're... I'm going to keep my comments to myself. No, a lot of guys do not.
I know. I did one tanning bed one time.
Oh, so did I. And I'm Hispanic. I totally didn't need to, but I wanted to see how the hype was about.
St. Martin, because we live in New Hampshire.
Should have just done a spray tan. That wasn't
I don't think it's the same thing. Because we lived in New Hampshire.
It is the same thing.
The sun goes down at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
No.
And it's gray, so you never get light. And then you go to an island or something.
Girls, especially in the wintertime, do tanning beds.
I think it's good for your brain.
It's totally horrible for you.
For your
it's
brain.
Bad for your skin.
Whatever.
It's skin cancer. Stop. Dude, it's totally horrible for you.
Hey.
Anyways, that's
end this shit show. So cheers, Evan or Ian, come get a beer. Cheers to Evan Haley. Miss you. Thanks, military, first responders, frontline folks, all of you guys for everything. Without you guys, we can't do this shit show.
Beverages.
She's got a 12er in the.
I'm not drinking 12. I'll die.
She's got a 12er in the fridge. We appreciate you guys and thank you for everything over the past 6 months. We'll keep doing this shit as long as you keep watching. Love you.